Hi, today's date is January 19th, 2022. For today's video source inspection, we are filming a fully refurbished 270F model SRD, which is short for spin rinser dryer. Due to confidentiality reasons, I will not share our customer's name with you, but so they can identify this tool, I will read off their PO number. PO number is 1928. The purpose for today's video is to show this tool is fully functional and ready for plug and play installation at our customer's site. The recipe we'll be running to show this is a 30-second rinse at 500 RPMs, followed by a 10-second purge at 1800 RPMs. Next will be a 90-second dry 1 at 1800 RPMs before we slow it down for our dry 2 for 240 seconds at just 600 RPMs. This is where we let our dryers really do the work. So that's what we're going to be running. I'm going to go over our equipment availability at Sitek, our refurbishment process, as well as our spare parts and service support for this equipment. And before we begin, let's see what we're working with. Up top, we have a 4-inch cassette with a full boat of wafers. Down low, we have a 6-inch cassette with 24 wafers, or 23 actually it appears. So that's what we're going to run. I'm going to do my best to start these at the same time. We might be off by a second or two. So let's begin. Pretty good. So in our rinse, the water is going to go straight down. When we switch to our purge, we're going to speed up and it's going to start moving in a circular motion on the windows. So at Sitek, we obviously provide semi-tool SRDs. We also provide Vertec SRDs as we purchased that line from Martech a few years back. Let's get into the equipment you might not have known we provide. Hot ticket item right now, we have a couple spray solvent tools, also known as the SSTs, in stock. We've sped up and we're now going to start swirling as we're in our purge, and we're going to stay at this high speed for our dry 1 for an additional minute and a half. Other equipment we provide includes box washers such as the HTC 8010, 8020, and 8030. Mask cleaners including K&S and Ultra T models. Metrology tools including profilometers, ellipsometers, resistivity, and more. Sitek provides barrel ashers and etchers, YES ovens, as well as a variety of microscopes, and we do have a particle counter available if you need a 10-core. Give us a call to talk to a sales rep, 916-797-9000. You can visit our website, www.sitekprocess.com, to see our entire equipment and parts catalog, where you can also submit a formal RFQ, or you can email us directly. Our email address is sales@sitekprocess.com. So we're running nice and smooth. We're about halfway through our dry 1. If you're within, 4 to 10 RPMs, the motor is calibrated very well. So we are running great. Now that we've touched on our equipment offerings at Sitek, let's talk about our refurbishment process. Every tool that is refurbished by Sitek goes through the same extensive refurbishment process. First, we take the SRDs and break them down to the component level. That means removing the poly, pulling the heads, and completely breaking them down. Once the tool is completely broken down, that's when we get into our part preparation. All metal parts are chemically cleaned and electropolished, and all other components are individually tested and inspected for full function. So we've slowed down now. You're going to see a couple of these bigger drops just go down, and by the end of the recipe, you might see 1 or 2 drops on the window, if that. Once all parts are prepped, that's when we begin just building the bare head assemblies, no poly, no frame, from the ground up. The first checkpoint once we build up the head assembly, or head assemblies in this case since it's a double stack, is our dry test. This is our first QC checkpoint. In dry test, we test the SRD head assemblies for full function without installing facilities. Once adjustments are made and we pass dry test, we move to our second QC checkpoint, wet test. This is where we test the SRD head assemblies for full function with facilities installed. That means we're running water. So we're doing leak testing and more in-depth inspection than dry tests. Lastly is final test, which is the configuration you see before you today. That means if there's a frame in poly, the SRDs are placed and set into the frame in poly. All poly is cleaned on site. We also cut our own poly in our own poly shop. So in final test, in addition to putting everything together and filming a video source inspection, we film over 50 various recipes that have different times and speeds. We call this burn-in testing. That way, we can ensure that this tool is ready for plug-and-play installation in our customer site. Okay, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. I want to point out we take COVID-19 very seriously at Sitek. We only take our masks off when we film these inspections. My camera person has his mask on, our manufacturing has masks on, sales have masks on, administration has masks on, and everybody has plexiglass at their desks in those places too. So we take it very seriously, and the mask is going right on after the video, but we want to make sure you can hear all these great details about what we do. Just under 2 minutes to go. That's our refurbishment process. Let's talk about spare parts and service. We provide 100% of the spare parts and repairs necessary to upkeep your semi-tool SRDs. The larger components we repair include the amps, which aren't on this tool since it's an F model, but those are LC4 and LC5 servo motors for our S models. We repair motors, including brushless types on the S models, as well as brush motors, which are on this model, the F and the STs. We repair controllers, including 228s, 328s, PSC-101s, and PSC-102s, as you see in this case. We have a controller upgrade for PSC-101s and 102s, the Slick Device F1. If you look at our YouTube channel, you'll see our company president, Jim Mulaney, does a very in-depth training video on the Slick Device, so you can see how you can put money in your fab's pocket, as well as other features that make it state-of-the-art and top of the line. All the components I just listed can be provided in new or refurbished condition. If you give us a call, we'll set you up. Other parts we provide include start switches, stop switches, door seals, windows, heater blankets, N2 heaters, ACR valves, pressure switches, tach sensors, rotor stop positioners, which is known as the RSP for short. This is the pneumatic piston that fires the rotor upright at the end of the recipe. We'll get back to that here very soon. Anti-static modules, N2 filters, any part you need on the SRD, we can provide. 100% spare parts and service is what it sounds like, and we're the worldwide leader in semi-tool spare parts and service. We also provide spare parts for the Vertec SRDs. So if you need help there, we're the OEM. We actually own that product line, as I touched on earlier. Call us for those too. So we don't want to open our doors too early. The RSP I mentioned before needs to fire the rotors into the upright position, 12 o'clock. Then the door seal needs to release air. If we open the door too early, we could cause unwanted damage to our tool. And the RSP is fired on each of these. Door seals released all air. We're now sitting in the idle, ready to start another recipe, but let's see how we did. We have warm N2 purging into the bowl. Residual droplets of water in the bowl. This is good. You don't want your bowl bone dry. Cassette is warm to the touch. Wafers are dry. So up top, successful recipe. Let's go down to the bottom head. 1 or 2 drops of water on the window. That's fine. Warm N2 purging into the bowl. Drops of water in the bowl. This is important. We have those. Cassette's warm to the touch. And we're dry. So this double stack has proven that it is ready to ship. Our customer is going to be very happy to get this installed. We thank you for watching today's video. We'll see you next time.